Alright, everybody, welcome back. Today, trading day number 11, and I am up like 30 something dollars after commissions, and learned a few things today. Alright, so let's go over the first trade of the day. I was watching Ocean. AHI was something that I kept an eye on, but I really wasn't interested just because of the fact that it's a lower price stock. Um, so like a halt up and a halt down is like 30 cents from each other, so I didn't really see too much range on this thing, so I wasn't really uh, interested. So Ocean here, we got some price action basically based off of um, there was something posted. Share price target increased to $17. So shares are trading higher after the company announced a share price target to increase to 1763 by a fundamental somebody. All right. So this is what the pre-market chart looked like right in here. I didn't have anything marked out on the 5-minute chart, but I had some stuff marked out on my 1-minute chart. So let's back this up. So right in here, there's a few areas that I marked out. I got here at 737, and looked like the pre-market high was at $8. Something else that I also picked up, I was watching Ross's morning watch list because I kind of like to hear what he has to say too. And there's also a 200-day moving average on the daily chart that was at like 783. So that was going to be a strong area of resistance. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. We got the 5 minutes. Here we got the 1 minute. And I'll actually show you. Sometimes I tend to start with trading in the simulator solely because solely because I kind of want to, for one, kind of see how this thing plays out, gain experience, and I normally try to wait for my VWAP move after like 9:45, 9:50 tends to be, at least from what I've seen, a better chance of a successful 9 EMA crossover. So here in this area, I'll try to blow it up a little more. We got simulator trades, and I did pretty good. Bought, sold, bought on the dip, sold, bought, and sold. So I had 3 winning trades in the sim, which was cool. This was my first trade here with real money, and that was at 950. So let's adjust this by time. So here we got 950. I bought with 500 or 400 shares at 716 here on this dip, and I set a stop loss at, I think it was 8 cents. So yeah, I think it was at 708 was my stop loss. And we got this rally and push through VWAP here. And as you see, my line is an area of resistance that I had marked out from the pre-market. So what I did was I just went ahead and cut half here, and I was going to let the remaining ride the 9 EMA because that's my strategy. However, one thing I did want to kind of focus on and point out is when it was up and up like 780 in this range, and then even had another push back up here. I was hesitant to sell the whole order, or at least sell another half of my position, which would have been another 100 shares. Um, I think I can do better on that because I knew that this area was a heavy area of resistance. I mean, you got this wick here, um, which was attempting to break pre-market highs, and it also had the 200 um, moving average on the daily chart at that price too. So I think with those two stacked right there, I should have done a if this then that situation, and not just think I'm in the driver's seat and this thing's gonna blow through, geez, and then get a good ride on the 9 EMA. So I think in a situation like this, that's for me to learn and for me to learn better on the executions of selling into resistance. And it could have been a really nice move, because 717, and if I would have sold anywhere in here in the 780, that would have been a good amount. Even with just 200 shares from right here, it was 954, was at 731. So that's another 40 cents that I could have made on 200 shares. So that would have been what, 160, but I didn't. Can't change that, just trying to learn from it. And if you noticed here on the 9 EMA, I try to wait for this candle to close below the 9 EMA, but this thing flushed so fast, I didn't even have a chance to wait for this thing to close below the 9 EMA. This thing flushed, and I just freaking hit the bid. Ended up selling that at 10 at 719. So, I ended up making 3 cents on that, which I guess is still good. So I was like up 40 something bucks. And I believe I did not trade this thing the rest of the day, because it just, with that flush and with this thing just downtrending, yeah, I just wasn't interested anymore. So I saw UCAR pop up on my scanner here. You'll be able to see a better look of it on the 5-minute chart, with this thing running. I had a really good move from 5 and just a bunch of green candles. And here at 10:20, what I looked at and what I saw was I was looking for the break of $8. So I kind of noticed it in here, and it came down, it came back up, kept tapping this 778 level, and I was thinking that $8 would be a area of resistance. So what I did was I got confirmation of the break of 8 right here. So on this candle it broke 8 and it closed and it held. So I got in with, I believe, 200 shares. 1021, yeah. So at 1021 I got in with 200 shares at 200 or at $8.19, and the move came up, and what I did was I actually sold the whole move here at 886 for a good amount of profit. So that got me up like 120 bucks or something. So I was sitting at 160 on the day, which was great. And here's another problem. Here I have to stop giving back profits. It seems like I'm good at that. Obviously it's not something to be good at, but if you're a professional, you don't do that. So it just shows my experience. But I'm really trying to learn and get through this learning curve. So let's just see where we're at. Alright, so here on the 1 minute, I know that this first pullback potentially could have been a good entry at 8 for a second push towards the high of day here. Wasn't confident, didn't take the move, didn't trade it. Ended up coming back down here, and I'm like, okay, it's under VWAP. It's it has potential, but in hindsight, this was a shit trade. I mean, in my opinion. So I'm not too proud of it. It was, I guess, the move higher, which I normally try to buy on a dip. So this was just potentially FOMO. Um, so as soon as I got in again with 200 shares, and that thing at 1047, I got in at 785, and then I closed the order at 761. So that was a pretty bad trade there. Once this thing looked like it was above the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA here, the orange one, I figured that I missed the move, and I think that's where I fucked up, because I know where we're normally going to get these few taps. Not always, different part of the day, but I tried to get in on a dip, and of course, at 11 o'clock, as soon as I got in at 8:03, I mean, this thing freaking just immediately flushed, you know. So again, learning experience. And then here at 11:04, I ended up stopping out at 770 and ended up giving back a good amount of money. So I'm not trying to be negative on the day. I'm ending the day up 36 bucks. So still learned a lot and still made a little bit of money on it. But I think what I need to get better at is being more aware of each position that I have and use the if this then that situation. And then I also need to be better at not giving back. I mean, I am at least proud that yesterday I kept getting in with 400 shares when I was up, and it was a lot quicker for me to lose the money. And today I did size down. Once I knew that I was green, I sized down. So that helped out a lot. Other than that, I'm sorry, my daughter's up there going to the bathroom, so her mama's helping her out. But anyways, so that's the trade from today. I'm still happy with it, and I'll probably come back and watch this a little later and see if maybe in hindsight there's something I just didn't pick up on. So alright guys, thank you for watching.